night is late. I want to rise in my support of this bill, and I want to acknowledge the collaborative and easy working relationship with the chair of the Senate Transportation Committee and also the House, as well as my ranking member. I think it's very important that we look at traffic safety, and that has been the theme of this. But let me take a step back and kind of share with this circle the idea of the brand of Vision Zero. Vision Zero didn't just get pulled out of a hat. It was a follow-through from the 1990s in Europe that took the approach of eliminating fatalities and severe injuries that resulted from motor vehicles, passengers, pedestrians, bikes, all aspects of how we travel. And it is a model that's taken hold in Europe in a comprehensive ecosystem analysis. And it's been adopted by numerous municipalities in the United States following the 1990s. So when we undertook this effort in the state of Connecticut, it was not taken lightly. The effort was began by a legislative authorization of the interagency task force on Vision Zero. And through that collaborative effort and research and analysis, they were able to move forward this year with some recommendations. Now, I'll be frank. At the beginning of the conversation, some of the proposals might have been revolutionary. They might have been revolutionary, overreaching, or just controversial. But what we did as a committee, through the leadership efforts of our committee members and the leadership of the committee, we were able to pare down and address some of the issues and focus on the goal of moving Vision Zero forward. And this is the product that we have that the good Madam Chair of the Transportation Committee articulated. I think it's important for us to focus on the priority of what the brand Vision Zero stands for. It looks to prevent tragedies of fatalities and injury that could be preventable. And I think it's important for us to note some of the aspects of this, and I'll reiterate as the good Madam Chairwoman summarized, but I want to emphasize the fact that looking at Section 3, it looks at Vision Zero to go and teach our youngsters, not just at driving school, but from elementary school onward, to be able to be aware that traffic safety and a conscious effort and practices matter even before you get into a car. You look at Section 4, that traffic violators might have made the mistake on the road and violated the laws of the road. Do we say we throw away the key and take away your license? No. We look to be able to re-educate, reiterate the awareness on traffic safety. In Section 8, there was a real conscious effort to raise awareness on impaired driving, not just simply alcohol, but distracted driving and cannabis-impacted driving. We are looking to reiterate and focus on the education of impaired driving and the danger that it possesses, that it presents. Now, there are many good parts. As I said, there are relevant 15 sections, and the 19th section is technical changes. But I venture to guess the focus of the conversation will be on the automated enforcement devices, translated AKA red lights, cameras, and speed cameras. It's been a controversial issue. I can offer to this circle and reiterate the commitment from the committee leadership that this is an issue that has been heavily debated, heavily reviewed, and ultimately crafted to account for the many concerns that were presented during the public hearing and even after its passage through the House and until now. There were civil rights concerns, there were civil liberties concerns, and I must say, I take them all, as this committee leadership has taken them all, very, very seriously. What you have in this bill is an option to be able to install traffic cameras. That option needs to be vetted and approved by each of the respective local municipalities. There is a 3-year sunset should all the tales of potential malfeasance present itself, and we say no more. But it's really important that these traffic lights, cameras, are there to prevent dangerous driving behavior in our communities. Just this week, and it's only Tuesday, in 3 days, I have seen 4 cars run red lights in my district as I'm on the road. And in fact, as I drove up to the car that ran the red light and was in the next light that had held up, less than 100 yards away, it was a neighbor, and he waved hello to me. To him, running a red light in that community wasn't a deterrent for him. And maybe he's done it 100 to 1,000 times in his lifetime, and he's never gotten into an accident. He says maybe it's an Idaho stop. But again, we're talking about preventing tragedies. And all it takes is one time. All it takes is one time for someone else to hit that person, or for that person to hit some unwitting person. I think sometimes we forget the horrifying scene of accidents. Sometimes we forget at events that we have to remember and to honor those lives that are lost. And the greatest shame in all that is it could have been preventable. So I'll listen to the other parts of the debate, but I offer my strongest support of this bill. And I'll handle the detractors who say, I'm doing it wrong. But for me, I'd rather be potentially wrong and still have the opportunity to see loved ones home after driving, after walking, after biking, than to say, darn, I wish I could have done more. Vision Zero, as presented in this bill, is just a start. It is a comprehensive ecosystem of awareness and methodology to save lives and to share our roads safely. So I want to thank the leadership of this committee for raising it, for encountering all the challenges and meeting them all and making adaptations. I believe this is a very, very good bill, and I urge support. Madam President.
Thank you. Will you remark? Senator Gaston, to be followed by Senator Kissel.
Thank you, Madam President. I do rise in support of this piece of legislation.